Picture this. You're booking your next trip. Same dates, same route, same flight. But when you search for one seat, the price jumps by $90. Add a second passenger, and suddenly the cost per person drops. What's going on? Welcome to summer 2025, where hidden airline rule changes are quietly rolling out, often without a single announcement. And if you're not up to speed, you could end up paying more, getting denied boarding, or worse, missing out on benefits you didn't even know existed. In this video, we're revealing 8 surprise airline rule changes catching travelers off guard. Some of them are frustrating, some are sneaky, and one in particular could get you fined before you even leave your seat. Let's dive in. Secret number 1. Delta's hidden solo traveler penalty. Here's something that'll make your blood boil. Delta has quietly started charging solo travelers more money for the exact same seat. That's right, they're literally penalizing you for flying alone. I couldn't believe this when I first heard about it, so I tested it myself. Atlanta to Los Angeles, $249 for one passenger, but only $159 per person when booking for two. That's a $90 penalty just for traveling solo. And here's the kicker. When you search for 3, 4, or 5 passengers, the price stays the same as the 2-passenger rate. They're specifically targeting solo travelers. This sneaky strategy is buried in Delta's fare rules for their cheapest tickets, and it's hitting quite a few domestic routes. Delta's betting that business travelers who fly alone will just eat the cost since they're on company expense accounts. But here's the problem. Plenty of leisure travelers fly solo too, and they're getting hammered with this penalty. Your move. Always search for 2 passengers first, even if you're flying alone. If the per-person price is cheaper, book 2 seats and then immediately cancel one. You'll usually get a full refund on the canceled seat, but you'll lock in the lower price for your actual ticket. Want to know what's even more infuriating? After this news broke, other airlines like United and American were caught doing the same thing. But here's where it gets interesting. Secret number 2. The backlash that actually worked. Sometimes public outrage actually forces airlines to back down. After travelers discovered Delta's solo penalty and social media exploded with complaints, Delta quietly removed this pricing from many domestic routes within just 1 week. This proves something crucial. Airlines are watching social media and customer reactions more closely than ever. When enough people call them out, they'll actually change course. Your insider tip: before accepting any unfair airline pricing, check Twitter and travel forums. If others are complaining about the same issue, amplify it. Airlines hate bad publicity more than they love these sneaky fees. But wait until you hear about United's new check-in trap. Secret number 3. United's 45-minute cutoff trap. As of June 3, 2025, United implemented what I call the 45-minute trap. All domestic passengers must check in at least 45 minutes before departure, online or at the airport. Miss this deadline by even 1 minute, and you're not getting on that plane. Here's what makes this particularly brutal. Even airline agents can't override this policy in their system. I've heard horror stories of travelers arriving 44 minutes early, only to be told the system won't let them check in. Your protection strategy. Set a phone reminder to check in exactly 24 hours before departure when United's online check-in opens. Never rely on airport check-in for United flights anymore. It's become a gamble you can't afford to lose. Think that's the worst news? Keep watching, because Southwest just killed everything that made them special. Secret number 4. Southwest's death of bags fly free. After more than 50 years, Southwest has officially joined the Baggage Fee Club. Starting May 28, 2025, your first checked bag costs $35 and your second bag costs $45. The era of truly free bags is over. But that's not all they're killing. Flight credits issued after May 28th now have expiration dates, either 6 months or 1 year depending on your fare type. Before this change, Southwest credits never expired. Ever. And the final nail in the coffin? In 2026, they're ditching open seating for assigned seats with premium upgrades. No more A, B, C boarding groups. No more racing for window seats. Southwest is becoming just another airline with all the usual fees to match. What this means for you. If you have any Southwest credits from before May 28th, those are still golden. They never expire. Use them strategically for expensive routes. And if Southwest was your go-to budget airline, it's time to start comparing them with everyone else, because their competitive advantage just disappeared. Quick favor, if these insider secrets are saving you money, smash that like button. It helps us expose more airline tricks. And trust me, what's coming next will blow your mind. Here's something else they don't tell you. Power banks are becoming the new security theater. Secret number 5. The power bank crackdown. After a fire broke out on a flight in South Korea earlier this year, airlines worldwide are restricting portable chargers in ways that could catch you completely off guard. Some Asian airlines now ban using power banks during flight entirely. Others require them to be stored in your personal item under the seat, not in overhead bins. In the US, Southwest is leading the charge, requiring power banks to be visible and within reach at all times during flight. Here's the insider knowledge airlines won't tell you. The real issue isn't quality power banks from trusted brands, it's the cheap knockoffs that overheat and cause fires. But instead of educating passengers, airlines are creating blanket policies that punish everyone. Your strategy: pack your power bank in your personal item, never in checked luggage. That's actually prohibited by law. Stick to trusted brands like Anchor and always check your specific airline's policy before flying. The rules are changing fast, and being caught with the wrong setup could mean confiscation or worse. And that leads us to something that's making international travel much more complicated. Secret number 6. The Great Flight Route Massacre. Here's a trend that's hitting travelers hard but flying under the radar. Massive cuts to US flight routes from Canada and Europe. Bookings from Europe to the US are down 10% compared to last summer, and bookings from Canada to the US have plummeted 33%. Major airlines like Lufthansa, British Airways, Air France-KLM, WestJet, and Air Canada are slashing US routes and focusing on Mexico, Brazil, and the Caribbean instead. What this means for your wallet: fewer flights equals higher prices and less flexibility. If you're an American traveling internationally, getting home just became more expensive and complicated. If you're planning a US trip from abroad, book early and have backup options. But here's some actually good news for a change. Secret number 7. The United JetBlue alliance that actually benefits you. Finally, an airline change that doesn't feel like a money grab. United and JetBlue have partnered up, and this deal actually puts more power in your hands. Starting this fall, you can book flights on both airlines through either website, earn and use points across both programs, and get elite benefits when flying with either airline. JetBlue points work on United flights and vice versa. Your airline status gives you perks like priority boarding and free bags on both airlines. Your opportunity. If you've been sitting on JetBlue points or have United status, your options just doubled. This is especially valuable for East Coast travelers since JetBlue dominates certain routes while United has broader international reach. Here's where it gets even better. United is getting JetBlue's JFK slots in 2027, so they'll be back at New York's premier airport after years away. Meanwhile, JetBlue gets Newark slots. More competition at major airports usually means better deals for travelers. Want another piece of insider information? There's a new travel requirement that most Americans have no idea about. Secret number 8. The UK's secret entry tax. As of January 8, 2025, Americans now need an ETA, Electronic Travel Authorization, before visiting the UK. This costs £16, about $18, and must be obtained before you fly. Here's the part most travelers don't realize. The airline flying you to the UK is responsible for flying you home if you're denied entry. That means they're now checking for your ETA before letting you board. No ETA, no flight. Your action plan: apply for your UK ETA as soon as you book your flight. It's valid for multiple trips over 2 years, so get it once and you're covered. The approval usually takes a few days, but don't risk last-minute applications. Pro tip: Download the official app for the easiest application process, though you can also apply through the UK government website if you prefer. As a side note, the EU's similar ETIAS system has been delayed again until late 2026, so you don't need to worry about that one yet. But wait, here's one more rule that could cost you serious money if you break it. Bonus secret: the $1,000 seatbelt fine. This one's niche, but expensive. Turkish authorities have started issuing fines ranging from hundreds to thousands of dollars for passengers who stand up before the seatbelt sign goes off after landing. Flight attendants are now required to report violations. Since Istanbul's airport is one of the world's best-connected hubs, this affects a lot of travelers. The rule applies to all flights entering Turkey, regardless of your final destination. Your protection. Stay seated with your seatbelt on until that sign goes off, no matter how long the plane sits on the tarmac. It's not worth risking a massive fine just to grab your carry-on bag 30 seconds earlier. Airlines are betting you won't notice these changes until you're stuck paying the price. But now you're armed with insider knowledge to beat them at their own game. Which of these rule changes shocked you most? Are you a solo traveler hit by Delta's penalty, or notice fewer US flight options? Share your experiences in the comments. They help other travelers prepare. Don't forget to subscribe to Passport Pro for insider travel secrets airlines don't want you to know. We're turning the tables every week. Safe travels!